Salem, Massachusetts, the witch city. People don't realize this, but this is built on the death of 19 Christian murders. 19 people have died in the city by hangings, by accusations, people turning on one another. So the goal in this video is to investigate this specific cemetery where a man named Giles Corey got pressed to death with rocks, being accused that he was a witch when, of course, he was not. He was laid out flat on the bed right in this land right here before the cemetery even existed, back in 1692. His last words, evidently, was more weight. Supposedly, Giles Corey has an unmarked grave in this specific cemetery. Now, we are in Howard Street Cemetery, one of the oldest cemeteries in Salem, but his memorial with all the other victims of the Salem Witch Trial is actually in Proctor's Ledge. So where this specific memorial sits in Salem is where so many people traveled all across the world to see these innocent people hang all over the world. Now, people would accuse neighbors and their family, their own family, they would betray them in order for them to not be accused of witches, because if you are the one pointing the finger, you are 100% safe from being a witch. They did not have real evidence to back up their claims. The only evidence that they would use in the Salem Witch Trials is the accuser, but mostly children. The children had a celebrity status when it came to the Salem Witch Trials. Now, some of you are probably asking, well, how did the Salem Witch Trials started? I know most of you already know, but it all started in 1692 in January, the very beginning of the year. So Minister Parris was the one who started the tragedy in Salem. During property disputes with the natives in Salem, Parris thought that, well, the devil was in town. He thought with the property disputes, he thought the devil was in order. God is dead, oh my God, the devil was gonna take over. And he would preach at home. He would preach about this, about how the devil is going to take over Salem. He's gonna rain hellfire down on this town. The children, his two daughters, ages 9 and 12, they were afraid. They were nervous, they were scared. They watched him as he was preaching about God and the devil. What happened after was that, well, they acted all possessed. They would be screeching, they would be choking on themselves. They would do anything to get attention. Now, Parris thought that was a huge, huge sign that it was witchcraft. Now let's forward to February 1692. More children have gotten possessed by the devil. Samuel, Mr. Parris, he was stupid and he turned himself in. He actually admitted that he put a spell on his children. What? Why would you admit that when you never did? Sayonara, Parris. You're dead, buddy. This is where Salem was in all devil hell. The fire grew and grew. More children were being possessed by the devil. Now you're probably wondering, why did these kids do this? A lot of people say that why the children did it was left unanswered. It was because of attention. It was 100% because of attention. They wanted the power, basically. And the adults would believe them. Basically, children were running the show. The first human being to be accused of witchcraft was Bridget Bishop. Like I said, the children were running the show. And in court, all these children would act possessed, and they would firstly accuse Bridget for being a witch. What happened after was they would use the children as evidence because they have no other evidence to back it up. They counted people accusing others as evidence during that time, which is actually freaking crazy to think about. Imagine you really have to like fend for yourself during that time. It was every man for themselves during this time. Before you know it, Bridget got Bridget got hanged on June 10th, 1692. Also, the church was in favor of spectral evidence, meaning that the accusers were right about pointing the blame on the innocent. The churches were in favor of that. Hunting witches was pretty much a freaking sport during this time period because, well, people wanted to see all these kids acting possessed, fainting, screeching. People wanted to see it. People wanted to know what was going on. They were very entertained by it, which encouraged these children to keep doing it over and over and over. July 19th, 1692, more people, 5 people, got hanged. August 19th, 1692, a crowd was gathered in Salem to watch 5 men being hanged. The issue is, the Puritans in the crowd were going to see the darkest hour in Puritan New England history. What's going to happen next is, well, the 5 men, when they're being tied up by the neck on a noose, hung by a tree, their bodies would twitch. It would basically have a huge seizure. And that was evidence to the crowd and the Puritans that that specific seizure, that specific tweaking of the body when you're being hung by a tree, that was the devil being released from your body. And then here comes September 22nd, 1692. 8 more people got hanged. Their last final spasms when they're dead was evidence of witchcraft. So let's cut forward to October 1692. It's funny because during this month, they realized, well, they were wrong. They realized that all those people that they murdered, that they accused of, that they hanged, were actually pretty innocent. Well, shit. Oopsie daisy, let's move on with our lives. This cemetery is one of the 3 cemeteries significant to the Salem Witch Trials, Howard Street Cemetery. Like I said, this is exactly where Giles Corey has perished, has been pressed to death because he refused to stand trial when it came to being a witch. That man was a badass, and we're going to try to communicate with him today. Let's hope we get something. In this video, we're going to use EVP recorders, a spirit box, some IR cameras. Let's see if we can actually capture some ghosts here, because Salem is freaking haunted. History is what causes hauntings. Hauntings are tremendously crazy things that happened in history and time that imprinted in an area. And Salem is no freaking different. Salem is the perfect definition of a haunting. It has some significant history in New England. Let's see if we can actually capture a ghost. All right, so we have 2 IR cameras set up. If you guys see anything on these IR cameras, or even this specific camera, let me know down in the comments because I will for sure miss it. I don't have as much of a good eye as you guys. So let me know if you actually see any shadow figures, any mists, anything. Basically, I'll let you know if I can either debunk it or if it's unexplainable. Since IR cameras, the night vision cameras, the black and white, are working on a different light spectrum, well, that means it's able to capture different anomalies this way. And I have tiny little attachments on top of these cameras that lights up the infrared spectrum. Now we're gonna use a spirit box, and I wanna admit that I've seen so many paranormal YouTubers. I've only seen 2 paranormal YouTubers actually operate a spirit box correctly. Now, the first mistake that paranormal investigators make is that they take off the antenna of a spirit box. You need the antenna on a spirit box because the antenna works as a microphone for the ghosts. If you do not have an antenna for the spirit box, there is no way a spirit is able to communicate through us within the box. It needs a way to actually speak into the device, and that way is through the antenna. The spirit box pulls their power from the antenna and into the transmission and now to speaker. You're probably asking for yourself, well, how does a spirit communicate through radio? Well, actually, we eliminate the radio, and this is where a lot of paranormal investigators go wrong, is that they set it in the FM channel instead of AM. You know how radio, they have AM channel and they have FM channel? AM channel is the way to do it. How paranormal investigators do it wrong this way is they hold down a button that allows the spirit box to sweep forwards, meaning that it's cycling all the radio stations, FM, mind you, FM has a lot of interference. When they hold down that button and make it so the spirit box goes forwards, when it cycles radio stations forwards, you see all these numbers go up? All these numbers keep on coming. I don't know if you can see that or not. Sometimes the camera kind of messes it up a little bit, but it is an FM forwards, meaning all you're gonna get is radio stations. And this is how a lot of paranormal investigators do it wrong. Are you ready for this? Listen to this. That's how they get it wrong. How you get it correctly, how you actually use the spirit box correctly is instead of using it in FM in forwards, you set it in AM.
Scanning AM.
AM has less radio, but in order to actually get rid of most of the interference is to set it in reverse. Now it's cycling in reverse. All of that white noise, all of that drowned out radio, now that it is set to AM in reverse, there is less interference coming through. And even if you do get a word that is supposedly radio at this point, it's going to be backwards. So it's impossible to get a real word at this point because it's cycling in backwards. So when you do hear a word saying, "Hi, how are you? Hey, is this for science?" That's real. That's a ghost talking. In addition, there is more science when it comes to a spirit box, and I don't see a lot of paranormal investigators actually talk about the science of their equipment, which is a problem because you can't just really go into investigation assuming that your device works. That's not really a logical way to investigate, right? In order to investigate, you need to think logically, you need to have natural explanations. And a lot of ghost hunters don't do that. They just throw darts at a wall and hope for the best, you know? But I'm here to teach you more about the spirit box because, I mean, the spirit box is actually pretty important when it comes to ghost hunting, I believe, in my opinion. But obviously not as good as a camera. Now you're probably thinking in your head, I need more of a scientific explanation to the spirit box. How can a ghost actually communicate through here? If they can communicate, if they can speak through the antenna, how can they manipulate this box so they can actually speak? I have just the answer, my friend. White noise energy. Hear that? That calls and pulls a spirit in like a magnet, right? Like a huge magnet. In addition to the white noise energy, they also need radio waves. They need to understand how the spirit box works. And once they grasp on to the radio wave, they're able to run it through and talk to us. But it's not just that. Everything has to do with energy. The sweep rate energy, when you actually let it go with the numbers going down, if you see all these numbers going down, that's the sweeping of the device. That's the AM in reverse, that's the AM channel in reverse coming into play. Right now, it is currently sweeping through the white noise instead of the radio stations like the FM in forwards does, like I showed you earlier. The sweep rate energy, the broadcasting through the speaker, the radio waves, the white noise energy, all give a spirit enough to actually communicate with us. Now, it may take them a while to actually understand the device. That's okay. Because you can, I bet you, to my ghost hunters out there that actually have been influenced by my paranormal investigations, you guys already know that when you run the spirit box, there is a plentiful of times where you actually do not get anything for a while. And then you do. That is because the spirit is trying to understand it and they actually finally understood it. It's crazy how a spirit box works because a lot of people dismiss the spirit box thinking that it's just radio stations, or they dismiss the antenna because, well, the antenna gives off more interference. I'm here to say that the spirit box is a valuable piece of equipment when it comes to ghost hunting. It just sucks that either people dismiss it as a proper tool, or they operate it completely wrong, wasting their time completely because all they're getting is radio stations and that's it. So let's put this to the test.
Scanning AM.
AM in reverse. I know the spirit box is going to be a bit jarring because of the noises. The white noise energy is not really pleasant to listen to, but I want you guys to bear with me for this one, okay? Because this is actual spirits talking to us when we turn up the volume on this, okay? You ready for this? I want you to help me real quick. What is your name? I would love to know your name. The one who volunteered to answer some of my questions. What is your name? I'm all here to listen, my friend. Ronnie. Ronnie. Dude, I'm telling you, how is that interference? How is that radio? Thank you, Ronnie. Is it Rodney or Ronnie? I thought I heard Ronnie. I wasn't prepared for that. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. Sir. Ronnie. Thank you. Ronnie, why are you here in this cemetery? Can you tell me? Why are you here in this cemetery? You have the answer, right? You have the answer? Ronnie? Or do you not? Or do you not? Ronnie? Try your best to use your energy, Ronnie. Use your energy. I know you have powerful energy. You got this, buddy. You got this. I know you have it. This device in my hands, it will not do anything to you. It just allows me to talk to you. It allows me to listen. It allows me to listen. I can listen to you. I'm all ears. How old are you, Ronnie? How old are you? No one. Complete silence. Giles Corey, are you here? Are you buried here, Giles? Giles? Is anyone here victim to the Salem Witch Trials? Thank you. Hear that? And they're able to talk to us. They're able to actually perform whole sentences, even when the numbers are rapidly moving. So they can say, "Hi, how are you? My name is Bob." Most of the interference is eliminated, but not all the interference, because we need some interference to isolate the real words from the interference, if that makes sense. There we go. What do you mean now? Let's move to the other side of the cemetery. Is there anybody still roaming the cemetery right now? Hannah, are you here right now? Hannah? Hannah, I mean you no harm. Hannah, are you here? Can you please speak to me? Heard somebody. There we go. Thank you, everyone. The people here, are you from the 1800s? The 1700s or the 1600s? Can you please answer my question, please? Are you from the 1600s, 1700s, or 1800s? What? I'm assuming you're from the late 1800s. I'm assuming you're from the late 1600s. 1692? Is that when you died? Or did you die way later when this cemetery was erected? Thank you for talking to me. I appreciate that, but I need you to be a lot more clearer. Thank you. I mean you no harm. I am here for documentation, for research, for science. I'm not here to do anything to you. I just want to communicate with you all. That's all. It may take a little time for you to understand this, but I know you can. I have faith in you. You always got to have faith, you know? Hannah. I want to talk to Hannah. Is she here? Hannah? I hear you all talking to yourselves, to one another. Is that true? Yes or no, is that true? I don't know. So no one's here to talk to me? Come on, I want you to talk to me, please. Play with me. Come forward. Thank you. Use your energy. I know you have a lot of powerful energy. You got this. I know you got this. Please come forward. I would love to see if you are here right now. Anybody? Anybody? Thank you. Hannah, if that's you, can you please say your name? Can I talk to you? Thank you. Can I talk to Hannah? I heard he fell. Mine. Did you die from the witch trials or no? Yes or no? Did you die by the trials? I need your input, please. I need you to answer this for research. Yes? No? Any takers? Probably not. I'm assuming not. Those trials were for nothing. You know that, right? Those trials were for nothing. Heard you. I heard you. You heard me? 19 people died from the witch trials, from the hangings. Did you get hanged? Did you get hanged? Oh my goodness, I'm hearing so much. I'm hearing so much. Is there any kids? Is there any kids here? Is there any children? Talk to me. I'm here to listen. Not a lot of people are here to listen to you. I'm here to listen to you. Can you please talk to me? I'm all ears, my friend. Come. Come where? Can you tell me where to come? That sounds so stupid. Come where? That way? This way? Where? Left? Right? My right? Where? Come where? Whatever. Sue, can you please talk to me? Susan? Susan? If you are there, can you please talk to me? My name is Noah. Susan, I need your help. You read the Bible before. You've read that. I see shadows, but no, that's a reflection. Never mind. This is hallowed ground, my friends. Bye. I heard bye. Why? Why are you leaving? You leaving already? Don't go. Come on. Oh, you don't want to be disturbed, huh? That's okay. I'm here to research you guys. Can you please help me with my endeavors? Because I have a lot to prove. I have a lot to prove, and you all would be an amazing help if you all participated in answering some of my questions today. Respectfully. Respectfully. Are you from? Were you born in the 17th century? Were you born in the 18th century? Were you born in the 19th century? What? Why are you still here? Are you here because of your body? Are you here because of family? A lot of you hang out in cemeteries because your body is here. Is that correct? Are you all here because your body is here? That's a yes or no answer. Yes or no? What? Alright, it's time to use an EVP recorder. I am going to fast forward. If I do not capture anything, maybe I'll capture something, who knows? And I'm not sitting on a grave, I promise you. This is some kind of just, I don't know, block, this concrete block that is lining the cemetery. This is not a gravestone, I promise. All right, let's play it back. I've caught absolutely nothing in multiple EVP sessions. Sad. Absolutely nothing. The bells are ringing from the churches. I'm coming back here. Let's cut to day 2 real quick because I'm not done with this freaking place. I don't really capture much during the day in this specific cemetery. It doesn't matter if it's during the day or night, spirits come out whenever. I'm going to set up some EVP recorders and some spirit boxes. I have a few cameras rolling already. So first we are going to start off with an EVP recorder. EVP recorders are great. I'll explain the science of an EVP recorder in just a second. Let's go start the investigation now. EVP session number 1. I've caught no spirit voices in this EVP session. EVP session number 2. Absolutely nothing in this EVP session. Alright, so the science of an EVP recorder is this. So a spirit has like a veil, right? A curtain in front of them. When they yell into their veil, their curtain, they're yelling into the EVP recorder. Now, it takes them a lot of energy, but at the same time, we are able to hear them this way. That's why they sound so muffled all the time when we capture evidence through the EVP recorder. It's because they're using most of their energy to actually talk to us. EVP session number 3 here. Number 3 wasn't so lucky. All right, let's turn on the spirit box. The spirit box is on. Make sure it's an AM in reverse. So right now it's going to be
Scanning AM.
Okay, in reverse, so there's no false positives. AM in reverse. Let's do it. Okay. Anybody with me right now? Anybody here? Hey, touche. Anybody here with me? What is your name? Hello? Look, I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. Are you here? I hear your voice. You can't run. You can't hide. I'm literally here to talk to you. Thank you. Now, I need you to come forward so we can discuss. Now, I need you to come forward, please. Let's have a one-on-one conversation. I am living, and you passed on. I am from the year 2024. Are you still in the 1690s? Hello? Are you in the 1690s? I want to know. Whoa! What? Number 2? Her number 2? I don't know if this is true, but I want you to confirm this. Do you like trying to communicate with the living? Do you like trying to communicate with the living? Yes or no? I know you're able to understand. You will be able to learn how to use this. So I'm talking to you. The people who passed on and are still residing in the cemetery, I'm talking to you. Can you come forward, talk to me? I have a few IR-light cameras in front of me. I need your help. Can you show me that you're here, please? Did you die by rocks? Did you die by rocks? Did people put rocks on your body? All right, so here we are at the end of the ghost hunt. I'll see you all next time, okay? Don't forget to like, to subscribe. There is plenty more of investigations or urbex explorations very, very soon. Every single Saturday, so do not miss out. Every single Saturday, do not miss out on that. Subscribe.